Many differences between boys and girls come from their two different social fears. In this info, you will learn what these fears are and how they influence our lives, and why these fears lead to many failed relationships. Check it out. Hey, all teen voices out there! Today we live in a world where boys and girls are supposed to be equal and be given the same opportunities. I was born in a country where this belief is very strong, and I believe that boys and girls have equal values. But that doesn't mean that there are no differences between boys and girls. We are in fact different. These differences make us stronger and more likely to survive as a species. Yes, there are evolutionary reasons for these differences. In this info, we will look into the biggest social fear for women and the biggest social fear for men at any age. And based on these different fears, a whole range of different behaviors show up in boys and girls. Once you understand these two fears, many things will be clearer to you. So what are these biggest social fears for women and men? For women, the biggest social fear is not being loved. And for men, the biggest social fear is not being good enough. Let's give this time to really sink in. Not being loved, not being good enough. It may not seem like a big difference, but in reality, this difference leads to some totally different behaviors. Number 1, quality of life. Boys define the quality of their lives based on their achievements. Such achievements are an indicator of whether they are good enough. What skills do they really master? What kind of car do they drive? Do other people respect them? Girls define the quality of their lives based on the quality of their relationships. This is the indicator of whether they are loved. Are they in a loving, romantic relationship? Do people open up and share feelings with them? Do they have lots of best friends that are always there for them? Number 2, importance of friendships. Boys like having best mates around. But if a friend moves away or stops contacting them, they will normally not care too much about it. Yes, a friend can be missed, but the change doesn't have a large impact on their lives. Girls see their best friends as very important in their lives. Their entire personalities are built around such friendships. If one best friend disappears, they often feel lost, at least for a while, before a new balance, or maybe a new friend is found. Number 3, asking for advice. Boys want to take care of their own problems. They want to show that they are good enough to fix things, and they wait as long as they can before they ask someone else for help. When a boy does ask another boy for advice, it's a big thing. Most boys consider it to be an honor, and they take this responsibility seriously. For girls, asking someone else for advice is not only easy, it's a normal thing to do. Girls ask their friends for advice all the time. That's what friends are for. And they don't understand why boys have to be so stubborn and make so many mistakes before asking for help. Number 4, meeting friends. Boys don't need to talk much when they meet other boys. They are usually okay with just hanging out together, maybe by doing a sport or by playing video games or something else. Yes, different types of skill games are usually favored instead of sharing deep thoughts and feelings. They want to show how good they are. Girls love to talk about the things they care about, and they're not afraid of opening up about their feelings and fears. When meeting up with their best friends, this sharing is the best thing they can think of. They don't need any special activity to make time go by. They just need to talk to each other about their lives and relationships. Number 5, driving a car. When a man drives a car, he wants to do it. He is responsible, and he wants to show other people in the car that he knows what he is doing. He doesn't want any help or tips about how to drive or how to find his way to a new destination. A man waits as long as he can before he stops a stranger and asks for directions. When a woman drives a car, she is usually more than happy to discuss where to go, where to park, and so on. For her, communication is a sign of a good relationship. And this is okay, as long as the woman indeed is driving. But since most men think that driving is a man thing, well, most men simply want to drive. And if the woman then shares her ideas on how he should drive and where, a man can get very irritated. Number 6, discussions about changes. Most boys would agree on the don't fix it if it ain't broken philosophy. The only reason for talking about repairs or improvements or maybe bigger changes in life is to really get started with such things as soon as possible. Boys see no reason to talk about this if it isn't time for action. Girls love talking about new ideas and possible changes in their lives. They don't need these changes to happen now, but they want to dream about them and to talk about them, especially with their partner. And here you may see a difference. Yes, discussions about changes are the reason for many fights in relationships. The man feels that the woman isn't happy with what they have and that she wants him to fix it now. He gets frustrated and angry, and she doesn't understand why, when all she wanted was to share her thoughts and feelings with him. For her, that is a sign of love. For him, it indicates that she thinks that he isn't good enough for her. We have now covered some of the different behaviors that come from boys' fear of not being good enough and girls' fear of not being loved. Understanding these two different fears can change your life. It can make it possible for you to understand your partner and your friends better, and based on that, you'll be able to build better and more long-lasting relationships. That's all for now. Be good to each other out there.